First of all, Kalal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makar Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there who are sincerely pushing this word, right, who are building up the house of David, members of the hopeful elect, the hopeful 144,000. And also to the sisters, believers, the helps who make up the rest of the 1/3, right, the ones on whom the Father will not impute will not impute wickedness, but who through the sacrifice of our Savior Yahweh Shai have received salvation and mercy and reconciliation to come back to the Father. Right, this lesson is going to be an exhortation, right, to remember what we seek, right, to remember the goal, and to remember that this present life is not ours, that this is not it, right, and pretty much meditating on this because of something a man said when he came up to the camp last night, talking about, he wants, answers for no. He wants solutions for no, this present time, this present world, right? Our solutions will come in the kingdom, This present kingdom is not ours, but it's on its way out, right? So what we do for the time being is to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, right? And look for the signs of its imminent end, right? Waiting for the redemption of our souls, waiting for the transfer, as you might put it, right, of ownership of the earth from the so-called white man, which is the red Hebrew Edomite, to the Israelites, right, which are true people of the Heavenly Father, who are the saints of the Heavenly Father, who will take the kingdom, right? So with that in mind, let's get into the precepts. This is Hebrews 11 verse 13. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, right? So he's talking about, getting things for no, right? But what about all the men before us, right, who all died in faith, right? It talks about in Hebrews chapter 11, so many examples it gives. And it says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, right? So we see the promises afar off, and through faith, through hope, we wait for that promise, and we're persuaded of them, meaning we believe them, right? We accept them that they are truth, and embrace them, and confess that they were strangers and pilgrims upon the earth. If you look up that word pilgrim, right, it's paradasmos, right? And it says, outline of biblical use, one who comes from a foreign country into a land or into a city or land to reside there by the natives, a stranger, sojourning in a strange place, a foreigner, right? In the New Testament, metaphorically in reference to heaven as a native country, which heaven is talking about, right, is not, the literal sky. It's talking about the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel, right, which will be on earth, right? One who sojourns on earth. So our native country is what? Is the kingdom of heaven, which will be on earth, which will be ruled by the Israelites. Right now, we're strangers in the so-called white man's kingdom, Right? We're strangers in another man's kingdom. Right? So if you go down to the Strong's definition, it says, an alien alongside, right? A resident foreigner. So we're resident foreigners, We're aliens alongside the people who love this world, the people who want to be here, right? Moving on, verse 14, it says, for they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country, right? And truly, if they have been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned, right? Making reference to who? To the children of Israel as well, leaving the land of Egypt and going into the land of Canaan, to take it and possess it, right? We likewise seek a country. We seek that promised land, right? Wherein dwelleth righteousness, wherein dwelleth perfectness, right? That's what we're mindful of. We're not mindful of this present world, because we have opportunity to get this. We have opportunity to become somewhat successful here, most brothers, right? But we desire something better. But no, they desire a better country, right? That is an heavenly. Wherefore Yahweh is not ashamed to be called their God, for he hath prepared for them a city. That's what we're looking forward to, The promises, of a city prepared. Colossians chapter 3 verse 1. If ye then be risen with Yahweh, seek those things which are above, where Yahweh sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh. Set your affection on things above and not on things on the earth. For you are dead, and your life is hid with Yahushua in Yahweh. When Yahushua, who is our life, shall appear, then shall he appear on with him in glory. Right? Let me see if the net here will allow me to look up the word affection. Right? So set your affection. Right? So the word here is phroneo, and affection means to have understanding, be wise. Right? To feel, to think, to have an opinion for oneself, to think for oneself, to be modest, not let one's opinion of himself exceed the bounds of modesty, to think or judge what one's opinion is, to direct one. So this is more accurate to our point here. To direct one's mind to a thing, to seek, to strive for, right? So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, right? To exercise the mind, right? I.e., to entertain or have a sentiment or opinion, right? So that's what we're doing, right? We're directing our minds to what? To the kingdom, right? And that's what we're entertaining in our minds, right? That's what we're exercising in our mind, right? That's what the scripture says, what? Let this mind be in you as was in Yahushua, right? So our mind, right? So we're part of that number, right? Our mind is the same as Yahushua, right? And Yahushua says what? His meat is to do the will of his Father, right? So we set our affection on things above. We think on those things, and not on things on the earth, because that helps you remain spiritual. That helps you remember what the goal is, right? So moving on to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, I'll start at verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet our inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not on the things which are seen, but on the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, and things which are not seen are eternal. This present world is temporal, but the kingdom of heaven, which is not seen right now, that's going to be eternal, Colossians 3, I'll start at verse 18. For many of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Yahushua. So many examples. You see the elders and apostles and our brothers, do lessons about, you have Mark Reiser, Agent Mark Reiser, you know who that is, Vocab Malone, right? You have these other Hebrew Israelite camps, you have Jesus' word, Cherry Love, all these different people who come up against us are enemies of the cross of Yahushua, whose end is what? Is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame. And here's the point, who mind the earthly things, This is their world. This world that we're living in right now, that's what they mind, right? This is why they can't get the truth, right? Moving on. This is 2 Timothy. I'll start at verse 4. Chapter 4, I'll start at verse 9. Do thy diligence to come to me shortly, for Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed to Thessalonica, Crescens to Galatia, Titus to Dalmatia. Right? So the example he gives is Demas, right? Who has forsaken him because what? Because he loved this present world, right? How many of us have done that? Right? But the scripture said what? They were never of us, That's why they went out from us, There's so many examples of men who were in James, who loved this present world and forsook the gospel, right? And went right back to their nigger ways, right back to the church, right back to being a demon, right? Which they never stopped being a demon, right? They always had the love of this world in them, right? But we love a better country, right? As it says in 2 Peter 3 and verse 10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So why should we love a place that's doomed? Seeing then that these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in holy conversation and godliness, Salakia, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise right? Look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That's what we look for, yo. Wherefore, beloved brethren, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. That's what we want to do, yo. Right? We want to be found before him in peace, without spot and blameless, so that we might receive that promise of a new earth and new heavens wherein dwelleth righteousness, so that we might be rulers in that new earth and those new heavens, yo. Right? We'll wrap up with this, 2 Esdras chapter 8, I'll start at verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Right? Right? The world to come for the elect of Israel. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust, that gold cometh off. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. Right? So we don't look for saving everybody. Right? We don't look for the no promises. We don't look for the no solutions. No, we look for promises that are far off, which are ever drawing near, right? At a more rapid pace. But as our getting to prophecy, right? Situations with Iran are heating up a lot. Economic woes are becoming more and more pronounced. The RFID microchip is becoming more and more a reality, right? It is a reality because people have been taking it for years, right? But it's becoming more and more widespread now, right? To the point where if you deny that the RFID microchip is true, you're just playing wicked, yo, right? You're just playing wicked. Like Zabak, as much as a good teacher he is, right? He's just been playing wicked, yo. Maybe the Most High has blinded him. Who knows, right? If he might, repent. Right, but with that, we say, Kalal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Makar Kodash. Give me a spirit to this lesson. Hope you brothers were edified. Till next time, Shalom.